Creating a survey using Microsoft Office Forms. So we're going to go to the website, forms.office.com. Now you can also access this in a Microsoft account by going to the Applications menu and choosing Forms. You can choose the icon here. You can also do a search for it by looking up Forms and it will come up. Once you get there, we're going to go ahead and select New Form. You can also use templates should you choose. There's lots of different templates here from studies to tests and quizzes, but we're going to go back and just choose New Form. It's a blank form. We're going to start by titling our form, Sample Survey. And what's always useful to do a form description and include the purpose of the survey. We also like to put participation information, discuss things like anonymity, and to make sure to thank our constituents, the research subjects, for their participation. So here's kind of a general statement. So welcome. The purpose of this survey is to conduct research on aerobic exercise. Let me just correct that real quick. Your responses will be kept anonymous, or completely anonymous. You will be assigned a pseudonym. A pseudonym is like a fake name. So we'll say you will be assigned a pseudonym for any reporting purposes. And these are some usual types of description or information we would include in the description. Now we're going to talk about adding questions. So we click Add New and we create a question. First question, what is your age? And you can see that it auto-magically creates different options. Now you can include your own options. You can even add options or add the other option, which is a generalized option. But I'm going to click Add All because this actually saves us some time. I'm also going to move things around. You can pick it up and move this by selecting these little dots on the side. And you can even copy the question, you can delete the question, and you'll even be able to move it up and down, which I'll show you in just a second. So I'm going to add a new question. Just starting with some demographics. It's a good way to open up a survey. What is your favorite aerobic activity? So now we're in more specific questions. You'll notice that it already creates the slot for you to put a short answer. But I want to make this into a long answer, so I add the question why, which will actually create a longer space for a response. And, we can change it up. I like, going back. We can also move this question ahead of the other one, just as I was showing you before. But it's nice to have the demographic questions up front, as I mentioned before, so we'll add the specific questions after. So what is your favorite aerobic exercise? Now we want to do a ranking question. How do you feel about walking? And this will allow the research subject or the user to rate this based on a continuum. And I'm making a note here, please put 5 stars for really like, please put no stars for do not like. We can just simplify this a little bit, but this allows us to change the continuum. We can also change the object or the symbol. You could put hearts if you want. You could put flags, thumbs up, smiley face, any of these things, check marks, trophies, whatever you want. I think we'll stick with the numbers. It's pretty easy. Maybe I'll just do stars. That's more user-friendly. People are used to it. We want to keep it simple for the people. All right. I'm going to do a ranking question here. With ranking questions, you want to give them some different options. So we're going to ask them to please rank the following activities. place the first option ahead of your others to designate it as your favorite, and so forth. And then we'll put some options here for what to be ranked. So we'll start with walking, hiking, another aerobic exercise, and running. So now they can rank. We'll add a fourth option here. Something that really gets the heart rate up, cross-country skiing. There we go. Maybe we don't want that, so we'll delete that option. We'll keep it simple. All right, we're going to go down, do another question. We're going to do what's called a Likert scale, which allows people to assess ideas based on a continuum. We're going to put interested, very interested, interested, so-so. Not very interested, or not interested, and not very interested. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll put some activities here. Walking versus running. And we'll add our question here. Which activities are interesting to you? Which aerobic activities, sorry. And we'll continue down. And just add another question here. You can also upload files. You create sections if you like. You can, so I'm just double checking everything. You can move questions around should you choose. I don't like this, but I'm going to put a section break here that separates the demographic questions from the regular questions. But I'm going to label the first one demographic and label this activities inventory, so it kind of outlines the section. And for section one, we're just, again, going to call this demographic questions. Separate those from the more specific questions. It'll be helpful for us to organize later, possibly. So now we can change up the style. There's a lot of different style templates here that Microsoft has. You can also use different, anything, but you can also switch up the colors, which is great. I like the color blue because it's very productive color. Like to encourage people to respond. You could go red if you wanted to. Red text I wouldn't recommend. And green, it's not always the best, but you could use it. I think maybe we'll just stick with it. Switching to settings, we can set this to record the names, record one response from one person. I don't always want to record the names, but we do want to make sure that anyone can respond, not just people from our network. This is important to get responses outside of our network. Under options for responses, we can do an end date. We can set a duration if we want the assessment to be timed. We can show the progress bar. That's always a good option. We can submit, hide another response, and we can create a customized thank you message, which is actually a really good idea. It's nice to thank people for their participation. So we're going to do that. And allow respondents to save their responses. Allow respondents to edit their responses. Always good because people sometimes change their minds. Allow recipients responses after submission. Now, we usually don't want people to see the responses of other people. It kind of gives them a biased influence. So yeah, we can collaborate. We can add collaborators. In this sense, we can also get a link to duplicate this. So there's a lot of different options. The preview option is one of the most important. This is actually what the survey looks like while it's in use. And you can see here, I'm going to fill it out. And click, it gets me out of the demographic into the activities inventory. And I'll put my response here. Video gaming, your favorite aerobic activity. Here we go. And we'll make some responses on the continuum here with the Likert and submit. Now you'll see this is the submission response that everybody gets once they've submitted their responses. And you'll notice that the responses get recorded, and we can access this information by clicking responses. And it'll give us the responses, the average time to complete. If the responses are active, you can even download a copy in Excel, which is great. You can chart and graph those, but it does chart and graph these. You can click view results. You can delete the responses, which I'd like to do just to start as a clean slate once I've tested it. You can share a summary to the link. You can print the responses. But yeah, that gives a nice visualization here on the right side, right next to the question. And you can see visually how people answered. Another thing too, again, I'm going to delete the responses just so I can start off fresh. And there it goes. It just reset everything. Now I'm ready to allow other people to use it. So in order to do this, I'm going to click collect responses, and I'm going to use this URL, and I can shorten it. That way it's just a little bit easier to access, and I can copy the link, I can email it, I can send it to people, I can alert people via Teams channel group email. I can use a QR code if I want. Maybe I post it on my Instagram or Facebook or other social media, just getting it out there. You can also embed this if you have like a web page or other web to text. You can copy the text and paste it. It'll lead them back to this. Select anyone can respond, so it opens up the variety of people outside of your own network. But yeah, thank you so much, and good luck.